Cambridge is a city of just over 100,000 people. A significant portion of Cambridge residents walk, bike, or take transit to work.
Our goal was to introduce a wide variety of people to active transportation infrastructure, specifically to biking and walking, and by extension to transit. We gathered a group of 24 influencers from Aquidneck Island. What a wonderful range of people with all different kinds of lenses and perspectives, thinking about what we need to do, who we need to serve, as we think about what Aquidneck Island's version of appropriate and safe infrastructure would be.
In the 90s, one of the things Cambridge did was rearranged all the streets to be one way, such that you wouldn't have cut-through traffic and all the cars would stay on the main car streets.
Something that really was interesting to me is the lights and the ability to actually signal whether a bike was able to go.
I'm up here to see how we can possibly put their solutions here to what we have in Newport.
The walking tour was phenomenal. Got to see a lot of different things. I'm excited to come here to Cambridge to learn about some bike safety and some pedestrian safety.
Cambridge prefers short light cycles so that it minimizes delay for all road users, and especially for pedestrians and bicyclists, makes it less likely that people will run the lights. So this was one of Cambridge's first green infrastructure installations as part of a street redesign project. So it takes all the runoff from the park and the catch basin in the street and channels it into that little drain right there.
I was impressed with how safe I felt riding within the bike lanes, and the other thing that was interesting to me was how Cambridge has been able to incorporate bike infrastructure into the right-of-way, the existing constructed roadway.
So just recently there's what's called a green wave. If you are biking at normal human biking speed, not racing, and in the morning commute going in that direction, the lights will turn green for you every single intersection. Law enforcement and emergency responder has been really excited about the bus lanes because they just have space to use all the time. So the only way to do things quick is to do this kind of quick build type thing, which is trying to take advantage of, as best as you can, the existing infrastructure.
So when we came here, it was partially to see what they did, and it was also to learn how they did it and why they did it, and then to process that into what our version will be.
Some of the things you can't read in a book, you need to experience and have kind of a tour guide show you around and explain some of the details of how things work so that when you go back, you have sort of a physical experience of it.
To really be out here and kind of hear firsthand from people what their experiences are, what they're feeling as they're kind of navigating these different projects, that some of which I was involved in, some of which I wasn't, really valuable for me and my work.
One of the coolest things that I think we saw were some of these inlaid parks in these bike lanes to give people respite and connect communities and give businesses a new opportunity to get folks in front of them versus just parking spaces, so that was neat.
We know that fully 80% of people who are driving on Aquidneck Island are driving less than 4 miles. 50% of people who are driving on Aquidneck Island are driving less than 2 miles, and 24% of people who are driving on Aquidneck Island are driving less than 1 mile. We can make a big difference if we get more people biking and walking and using transit. We also know that fully 60% of the population want to ride bikes but don't. because they're afraid to, because the infrastructure doesn't feel safe and it doesn't feel comfortable. So all of this coming together gives people the transportation options that they want, makes active transportation viable for Quinnic Island, helps us to reduce our traffic congestion, improve our health, bring all the economic benefits. And we can dream this, we can talk about it, we can know what's possible, but coming and seeing it in place here in Cambridge is a really big step for us in that direction.
After spending time in Cambridge and seeing even more volume of cars than we have in Portsmouth, and how easily it was to bike around without any stress.
I'm an experienced bike rider, but not so much on city streets. And I didn't know what to expect, but it's been a really great day and a great experience.
How we could take some of the ideas that we're seeing here today with the way the traffic and the bikes and the parking all work together.
I've been afraid to do a lot of biking in Newport, but if we can implement some of these things we've seen today, it will be great.